Let me drop a bomb on you right out of the gate. Retirement as you know it is a myth, a fairy tale sold to suckers who think the old rules still apply, who believe the world cares about their golden years. Pensions are dead, buried, gone. Unless you're a fossil from the 1950s with a union card, you're not getting one, and even then it's a long shot. Savings, they're eroding faster than a sandcastle in a storm. Inflation's chewing them up at 5% a year, 6% if it spikes, while your bank tosses you a pathetic 1% if you're lucky, and that 401k you're clinging to like a life raft in a hurricane. It's a joke, a Wall Street scam that leaves you praying for scraps when you're too old, too tired to fight back. Slam the old playbook, stop dreaming of some golden sunset decades away like a naive kid. Stack assets now, rental income, dividends, real cash flow, and retire rich, not broke, decades early. That's the game, the only game that matters, and I'm going to show you how to win it. No excuses, no mercy. Here's the cold hard truth. The system's rigged against you if you follow the herd, and the herd's marching straight into a ditch. Most people think retirement means working 40 years, stuffing money into a 401k, then crossing their fingers that the market doesn't tank, that Social Security doesn't dry up, that they don't outlive their measly savings. That's not a plan, that's a prayer, a desperate, pitiful hope that someone else, Wall Street, the government, your boss, will save you from the mess you're in. Newsflash, nobody's coming, nobody cares. In 2025, pensions are a ghost story. Companies ditched them decades ago because they don't give a damn about your golden years. They're too busy counting profits, savings accounts. Inflation's eating them alive. $100 today is $95 next year, $90 the year after, $85 the year after that, while costs for rent, food, gas climb and climb and climb. The old playbook, work your life away, save every penny, retire at 65, is a trap for the clueless, a one-way ticket to broke. You want out? Build cash flow now, real money flowing in today, not a nest egg that might not hatch later. Let's talk that 401k nonsense for a second, because it's the biggest lie they sell you, and you've probably bought it hook, line and sinker. You shovel money into it pre-tax. Sure, sounds smart, but then what? It's locked up tight, controlled by Wall Street suits who don't know your name, riding the roller coaster of stocks you don't understand and can't control. You're betting on a future you can't predict, hoping it grows at 7%, hoping it doesn't crash 30% right when you need it most, hoping the rules don't change again. Then when you finally pull it out at 65 or 70, if you make it that long, you're taxed to death, hit with penalties if you touch it early, and what's left barely covers the bills because inflation's turned $1 million into chump change, worth maybe $500,000 in today's dollars. That's not retirement, that's survival, scraping by on a fixed income, counting coupons while the rich laugh all the way to their yachts. Compare that to cash flow, rental properties spitting out $5,000 a month, dividends dropping $2,000 every quarter into your account. That's money you control, money that flows today, not decades from now when you're too worn out to enjoy it. Which sounds like freedom to you, which sounds like power. The old idea of retirement is dead, stone cold dead, because it's built on a rotting foundation, waiting 40 years to live, waiting for permission to stop punching the clock, waiting for a government check that might be a fraction of what you need, if it's there at all. Why the hell would you wait? Stack assets now, assets that pay you now, and you're done waiting, done begging. Rental income's the king here, the heavyweight champ of cash flow. Buy a $150,000 duplex with a loan, tenants pay $1,500 a month, your mortgage, taxes, and upkeep are $1,000. You're pocketing $500 a month, $6,000 a year, and that's just one property, one small move. Get 5 over a decade, and it's $30,000 a year. Passive, steady, yours, no boss required. Dividends, pick solid stocks or funds paying 4%, nothing flashy, just reliable. $100,000 invested nets you $4,000 a year, growing if you reinvest it, stacking up while you sleep. That's cash flow, real money, not a promise, not a maybe someday. Build that and you retire at 40, 45, 50, whenever you damn well please, not when some HR manual or government rulebook says you're allowed to breathe. Most people don't get this. They're stuck in the past, clutching their 401k statements like a security blanket, like it's their ticket to the good life. They think saving $500 a month for 30 years makes them smart, responsible, on track. Let's do the math, because numbers don't lie. $500 a month at 6% growth, optimistic by the way, with fees and crashes is about $500,000 in 30 years. Inflation cuts that in half, $250,000 in today's dollars, maybe less if prices spike. You're 65, you pull 4% a year to live, That's $10,000 annually, $833 a month. Good luck. Rent's $2,000 in any decent place. Groceries are $500, healthcare's a fortune and climbing every year. You're broke, eating cat food, selling your furniture to pay the electric bill, while the guy with rentals and dividends is sipping coffee on a beach, cash flowing in like clockwork. Savings erode, silently, ruthlessly. Cash flow endures, fights, wins. Slam that old playbook. Stop betting on a future that's already rigged against you. Stop playing a game you can't win. Here's the shift you need to make. Burn it into your brain. Stop thinking retirement and start thinking financial freedom. Retirement's a myth because it's a finish line you might not even reach. Health fails, markets crash, rules change, and you're left holding an empty bag. Financial freedom's a choice you make today, building streams of income that let you walk away whenever you're ready, not when you're old and broken. Assets are your army, rental properties, dividend stocks, small businesses if you've got the stomach for it. Each one's a soldier, fighting to put cash in your pocket every month, every quarter, every year. The old way, save and pray, leaves you defenseless, naked against inflation and time. The new way, stack and collect, puts you in charge, gives you power now. In 2025, with tech shifting jobs faster than ever and real estate opening pockets of value in overlooked markets, you've got more shots at this than your parents ever did. If you stop whining, stop stalling and start working the game. Let's talk rentals because they're the backbone of cash flow, the steel spine of financial freedom. Property's not dead, it's evolving, and it's still the best play for most. A $200,000 house in a growing town, financed at 5%, costs you $1,200 a month. Principal, interest, taxes, insurance, maybe a repair here and there. Rent it for $1,600, market rate if you pick right. Do your homework, and you're clearing $400 a month, $4,800 a year. That's one house, one deal. Buy 3 over 5 years. $14,400 a year. More than that 401k fantasy pulls after decades of waiting. Tenants pay the loan down. The value climbs with inflation or demand. The income sticks around like a loyal dog. That's not waiting for retirement. That's building it now, brick by brick. Pick markets with jobs, mid-sized cities, not overcooked coastal traps, and you're golden. In 2025, rates might nudge up to 6%, but deals still exist. Foreclosures, motivated sellers, overlooked gems. Stop saving pennies like a chump. Start owning assets like a champ. Dividends are the silent killer, quiet cash that compounds while you're doing nothing. Most people chase stock prices praying for a 20% jump so they can sell high. Gambling, not investing, pure speculation. Forget that noise. Find companies paying 3%, 4%, 5%, utilities, consumer goods, boring stuff that lasts through recessions, wars, whatever. Invest $50,000, maybe from a loan, if you're bold, maybe from cutting bad habits like that $5 coffee every day, and you're pulling $2,000 a year. No sweat, reinvest it, and in 10 years it's $3,000, $4,000, growing without you lifting a finger. Pair that with rentals, say 3 properties at $400 each, and you're not retiring. At 65, you're done at 45, living on your terms, laughing at the 401k suckers still grinding. Wall Street wants you in mutual funds, bleeding 1% fees every year for nothing. You want cash in hand flowing steady. Slam the old playbook. Dividends beat savings every time. Hands down, the herd's your enemy. They're marching to doom and they don't even see it. They're piling into 401ks, bragging about matching contributions from their boss like it's a prize, a gold star. That's a carrot on a stick. Work harder, stay longer, get less when it's all said and done. They think $1 million at 65 is the dream. By then, inflation's cut it to half, maybe less, and they're too tired, too frail to enjoy what's left. You? Stack assets. $1,000 a month from rentals today beats $1,000 a month from savings in 30 years. No contest. The crowd waits, prays, loses, prays the market holds, prays the government pays. You act, build, win, build streams that don't need prayers. In 2025, while they're crying about the economy, about layoffs and rate hikes, you're buying what pays. Cheap properties in growing towns, steady stocks at discount prices. Because you see the game, they're too blind, too scared to play. Risk's real, grow up and deal with it. Rentals can sit empty for a month, stocks can dip 10%, markets can wobble like a drunk on a tightrope. So what? Mitigate it. Buy below market value so you've got a cushion. Screen tenants with jobs, tabs and references. Pick companies with decades of payouts, not flashy startups. The old way's risky, way risky, betting everything on a 401k that crashes 40% in a recession, leaving you with nothing at 70 but a stack of bills and regret. Cash flow's your shield. Multiple streams mean one falters, others hold you up. Inflation's the real killer. Savings shrink year after year. Pensions vanish into thin air. Fixed incomes fail when prices double. In 2025, cash is trash, unless it's working. Assets keep you ahead, keep you fighting. Savings leave you behind, leave you broke. Time's your weapon if you use it, your ace in the hole. If you stop wasting it, stop making excuses. Start now. $10,000 into a rental down payment, $5,000 into a dividend stock, and in 5 years you've got $1,000 a month coming in. No boss, no clock. Scale at 5 rentals, at $500 each. $50,000 in stocks at 4%, and it's $5,000 a month in a decade, $60,000 a year. You're retired, at 50, not 70, while the 401k crowd's still grinding away, still hoping. Wait, procrastinate, and you're screwed. Rates rise to 7%, deals dry up, inflation wins the race, while you're still tying your shoes. Cash flow compounds, rents grow with demand, dividends stack with reinvestment, while savings rot in a bank, losing value every day. Every day, you delay. Every month, you think about it. The rich grab what you ignored, properties, stocks, opportunities, and leave you with nothing but what ifs. Practical steps, because talk's cheap and you need a map, not a pep talk. Audit your budget today right now, no stalling. Cut the junk, cable at $100, lattes at $5 a pop, that car payment at $400, and free up $500 a month, $6,000 a year. Dump it into a rental deposit, $150,000, loan at 5%, $1,200 in costs, $1,500 in rent, $3,600 a year profit in your pocket, or buy $10,000 in a dividend fund, 4% yield is $400 a year. Growing if you reinvest. Do both, $4,000 a year, now scaling to $40,000 in 10 years, if you add one more each year. In 2025, banks still lend at workable rates, properties still cash flow in the right spots, move or miss it forever. Bad credit, fix it, pay late bills, cut debt, get lean, no excuses, start small, start now, start somewhere, because zero starts with zero. Most people lose because they're lazy, mentally lazy, financially lazy, bone deep lazy. They won't ditch the 401k myth, won't learn how assets work, won't act when it counts. They'd rather save $100 a month, like good little drones, than own something that pays $500, $1,000. They'll die broke, clutching faded statements, blaming the market, blaming bad luck, when the real blame's in the mirror. You, no alibi, no cop-out. Info's free, books, websites, data, podcasts. Pick one stream, master it cold. Rentals, learn rents, costs, locations, dividends, learn yields, companies, stability, then stack it, buy it, own it, grow it. Laziness kills wealth. Action builds it. Action today, not tomorrow. Banks and bosses push the old lie. Save, wait, pray, because they profit when you're broke. At 65, when you're dependent. Banks want your fees. Bosses want your years. Neither cares if you win. Flip it. Use their money to win now, not later. Loans for assets, not junk. Negotiate hard. Lock in fixed rates. Profit on your terms. If it doesn't pay cash flow, rents, dividends, something real, walk away. No hesitation, no exceptions. They thrive when you're a saver. You thrive when you're 2025, because this isn't a game, it's a fight, and the clock's ticking louder every day. Tech's shifting, AI's killing jobs, but creating markets. Real estate's a roller coaster. Some cities boom, some bust. Inflation's not slowing, 5%, 6%, eating savings like termites. The 401k crowds, toast. They'll hit 65 with half what they planned. Taxed to death, living on crumbs. You, stack cash flow, $2,000 a month from rentals in growing towns, $1,000 from dividends and steady stocks, and you're free at 50, not begging at 70. The window's open, deals exist, rates are doable, but it won't last. Move or mourn. Bottom line, carve it into your skull. Retirement's a myth, a broken promise for the naive, a carrot dangled for the gullible. Pensions are dead, savings erode, 401ks are a gamble. You lose, slowly, painfully. Slam that playbook. Stack assets now, not hopes later, not fantasies of someday. Rental income, dividends, real cash, real power. Let you retire rich, decades early, while the herd's still begging, still praying. In 2025, the game's wide open. Tech's shifting, properties pay, money's moving faster than ever. Build cash flow, not a fairy tale. Start today, or stay broke forever. Your call, no mercy, no myth, no excuses.